indeed, we were on the road to victory. In this presentation, we'll talk about victory in Europe and in the Pacific. Information in this presentation can be found in Chapter 20, Section 3 of your Orange textbook. Allied leaders met at the Tehran Conference in Tehran to figure out how they were going to defeat Germany. They all agreed to open a new front in Western Europe. This would be a cross-channel invasion of France known as Operation Overlord. General Eisenhower, and if you remember, he was involved in the campaign in Africa, Operation Torch, and General Omar Bradley would plan and command this offensive. U.S., British, Canadian, and Polish soldiers would all work together to invade the 50 miles of beach in the north of France. There were 5 beaches involved, and they were called by the U.S. Omaha Beach, Utah Beach, Gold, Juno, and Sword. In this operation, 4,400 ships and landing craft were involved. One of the most important features of this campaign was the deceit. The Allies tricked the Germans by constructing a false army across from Calais, France. This made Hitler think that the attack was certain to come from Calais. And if you look at that picture carefully, you'll see that those tanks are inflatable. They're not real tanks. This worked. Hitler was deceived. He thought the attack was going to occur near Calais, and he moved his strongest armored divisions up there. And you can see that's in the northern part of France, closer to Belgium. It also makes sense because it is the shortest distance there across the English Channel. So it made sense for us to actually attack at Calais, but we didn't. We had other plans. The invasion actually had to be delayed. Its original date was June 4th, 1944, but bad weather made them reschedule. Why do you think that bad weather would present a problem? Think about the English Channel. Despite persistent bad weather, the invasion took place on June 6, 1944. And why do you think they couldn't wait any longer to attack? The invasion of Normandy is known as D-Day. D-Day stands for Day of Days. 11,000 planes were used in this invasion, and the planes were used to bomb German fortifications along the Festung Europa. And you can see the fortifications are set back a little bit from the beach, so they sent the planes in to bomb those first, and also to drop paratroopers behind enemy lines so that they were attacking the Germans from behind. But bad weather caused this part of the operation to fail. However, the Navy launched waves and waves of soldiers onto the beach. Bad weather again caused chaos. Some of the men drowned before they even reached the beach because they were unloaded too early and the waves were too rough and their equipment weighed them down. Americans did land, however, at the most heavily defended beaches, Omaha and Utah. They were covered with obstacles, and it made it very, very difficult for the soldiers to land. They were fired upon immediately, and some drowned, like I said, before they ever reached the shore. This shows one of the landing carriers unloading men. You can see how much equipment they have. Okay. This shows the position of the U.S. ships along the shore and the craft that were taking the soldiers to the shore, to the beaches. And you can also see the fortifications and the defense on Omaha Beach. The U.S. experienced large numbers of casualties. Many people died. And by the end of the day, the Allies were finally able to establish a beachhead. In other words, they were able to take over that part of the beach. And over the next month, 1 million troops would land there and push towards Germany. So once they were able to land and secure the area, it made it so that other troops could come in and provide support. In the next video, we'll talk about how the Allied troops worked together to push Germany out of France and liberate Europe.